The diner was buzzing with weekend chatter, laughter, silverware clinking, the jukebox humming in the corner. It was just another slow afternoon shift for Lena, the waitress who had learned to smile through anything, even rude customers. That's when the door swung open. A group of bikers stepped in, leather jackets heavy with rain, boots thudding against the floor. Every conversation in the room paused. Their leader, Ryder, gave a polite nod to the hostess. "Just coffee for us, ma'am," he said quietly. They took the corner booth, silent, respectful, and hungry. But before the air could settle again, the bell chimed a second time. A young woman swept in, her perfume hitting the air before her words did. Designer heels, expensive purse, phone glued to her hand. Chloe. She walked straight to the counter, snapping her fingers. "Excuse me? Hello? I've been waiting for 5 minutes." Lena hurried over, wiping her hands. "Sorry, ma'am. What can I get you?" Chloe rolled her eyes. "Finally. An iced latte, almond milk, extra foam. And make it fast." "Yes, ma'am," Lena said gently, turning toward the machine. But as she poured the drink, Chloe sighed loudly. "Do you even know what almond milk is? Or do you just serve whatever comes in a box?" The customers shifted uncomfortably. Ryder's eyes flicked up from his coffee, watching. When Lena brought the drink over, Chloe took one sip, then sneered. "Ugh, this is disgusting." Before anyone could react, she threw the cup, the icy liquid splashing across Lena's apron, soaking her shirt. The diner went dead silent. Lena froze, humiliated, her hands trembling. Chloe laughed under her breath. "Maybe try a real barista job next time." The sound of a chair scraping broke the silence. Ryder stood. Every head turned as he walked toward Chloe, calm, steady, terrifyingly quiet. "Ma'am," he said, voice low but clear. "You got 5 seconds to apologize to that woman before this place learns what respect really means." The color drained from Chloe's face as Ryder's shadow fell across her table. She tried to keep her voice steady, but it trembled. I don't know what your problem is, but this isn't any of your business." Ryder leaned forward slightly, his gaze locked on hers. "When someone throws a drink at a woman who's just doing her job," he said softly, "it becomes my business." The rest of the diner watched, frozen in their seats. Even the cook peeked out from the kitchen window, spatula in hand. Chloe forced a nervous laugh. "You think you can scare me because of your stupid jackets? What are you, some kind of gang?" Tank, one of the bikers, chuckled darkly from the corner. "Not a gang, sweetheart. A family. The kind that stands up when people forget their manners." Ryder didn't raise his voice. He didn't have to. "Say sorry," he said simply. Chloe glanced around the room, waiting for someone to back her up. No one did. The silence pressed down heavy. The waitress still stood there, soaked, holding her ruined apron, too kind to speak. When Chloe didn't answer, Ryder took a step back and turned to Lena. "You all right, ma'am?" Lena nodded weakly. "It's fine," she whispered. He shook his head. "No, it ain't." He looked back at Chloe. "You ever worked a shift like hers? Ever smiled while people talked down to you?" "Didn't think so." Chloe's lip quivered. The power she carried in her designer clothes meant nothing here. The whole diner could see it. Finally, she looked at Lena, her voice breaking. "I'm sorry." Lena blinked, stunned. "It's okay," she whispered. Ryder gave a small nod. "Good. Now maybe next time, you'll think before you act." He turned back to his crew. "Pay her tab," he said, tossing a 20 onto the counter. "And get her a towel." Tank stood, smiling at the waitress. "On the house, darlin'. You've got more class in one smile than some people have in their whole wallet." Chloe sat speechless, her cheeks burning red. She tried to speak, but the words never came. As the angels left, the doorbell jingled softly. The diner erupted in quiet whispers, but no one laughed, not this time. Everyone knew they had just seen something rare, power used for good. From the window, Lena watched the motorcycles roll away, the engines rumbling like a storm fading into peace. She wiped her eyes and whispered, "Thank you." Ryder, already strapping on his helmet, caught her reflection in the glass. He smiled faintly. "Don't thank me, ma'am. Just keep being kind. The world needs more like you." Chloe never returned to that diner, but her story spread faster than she could have imagined. By evening, someone had recorded the moment the angels stood up, and it hit every local social feed. Biker gang defends waitress after rich girl's tantrum. The video showed everything. Lena's quiet humiliation, the spilled drink, and Ryder's calm but powerful words. And what stood out most wasn't anger, it was respect. The clip went viral overnight. The next morning, the diner was packed. Reporters wanted interviews, curious customers wanted selfies with Lena, and strangers dropped by to tip her $100 for the coffee incident. But Lena wasn't interested in fame. She just smiled shyly and said, "Those men did what anyone decent would have done." Then, around noon, the low rumble of engines echoed again. The customers turned toward the window. The Hells Angels had returned, not for a fight, but for lunch. Lena ran out to meet them, tears already in her eyes. "You didn't have to come back." Ryder grinned, handing her a small envelope. "You've got the whole internet talking about you, ma'am. Thought you might need this." Inside were donations, envelopes full of cash and notes from people who'd seen the video. One card read, "For the waitress who taught us that kindness is worth defending." Lena covered her mouth, overwhelmed. "I don't know what to say." Ryder smiled softly. "Don't say anything. Just keep doing what you do, showing the world there's strength in being gentle." As the bikers rode off again, kids ran outside waving, shouting, "Bye, angels!" The engines thundered across the road, but to everyone standing there, it didn't sound like noise. It sounded like justice. Weeks later, the video had crossed oceans. People everywhere were talking about the waitress and the bikers who stood up for her. Some called it poetic justice. Others called it the comeback of kindness. But for Lena, life quietly changed in ways she never expected. The diner that once struggled to stay open was now full every day. Travelers stopped just to meet her. Some came with flowers, some with gifts, some just to say thank you for reminding them that decency still existed. And one morning, while she was wiping tables after the rush, the bell over the door jingled softly. A young woman walked in, head down, wearing plain clothes. Lena froze. It was Chloe. Her makeup was gone, her hair tied back, eyes red and tired. She stepped forward slowly. "Lena, I don't expect you to forgive me," she whispered, voice shaking. "I just came to say I'm sorry. I saw the video. I saw myself. I didn't like what I saw." Lena blinked, stunned. Then she smiled gently. "Sit down," she said. "You look like you could use some coffee." Chloe hesitated, tears spilling. "After what I did." "Everyone has a bad moment," Lena said softly, pouring her a cup. "But not everyone gets a second chance to make it right." Chloe looked at her hands. "I've been volunteering at a shelter since that day," she said quietly. "I wanted to be better." Lena nodded. "Then you already are." Outside, the faint rumble of engines grew louder. The Hells Angels were back again, not for attention, just to check in. When they stepped inside, they froze at the sight of Chloe sitting at the counter beside Lena. Tank whispered, "Well, I'll be damned." Ryder smiled, arms folded. "Guess people can change after all." Chloe turned, eyes wet. "You taught me that. All of you." Ryder gave a small nod. "Good. Now keep paying it forward." As the angels left once again, Chloe and Lena stood side by side at the window, watching them disappear into the horizon, engines fading like a heartbeat. Lena whispered, "They ride loud so the world listens." Chloe smiled through her tears. "Yeah, and I finally did." If this story touched your heart, share it. Because kindness doesn't always wear a smile, and heroes don't always wear uniforms. Sometimes, they walk in covered in dust, carrying stories that could change your heart forever.